tonight. Emotional suicide. You know it's an eye for eye. I didn't wanna walk the plank. No, but the Mariona, it came like the thunder. I was on my way to going under. Swimming in the pain, yeah, I was covered in a tidal wave, But I'm a fighter. Try to take me down, I'm going higher. Baby, you've been playing with some fire. You've been playing with fire.
I would say good morning once again, but it's only morning for me. So good afternoon, morning, everybody. Welcome to South African Overwatch. We're here in the winners bracket. No, not winner bracket final, loser bracket final. I apologize for that. I'm very excited to be here, obviously. You already know I am Davion, and I am never alone on the casting. I got Sun Phoenix here with me today.
How's it going, everybody? I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to, I'm lucky. I'm very lucky today. I get to cast all three matches, so I get to follow the path, from the lower bracket semis to the lower bracket finals and then to the grand finals. So potentially, if GOATs go all the way through, I'll have seen them in all three games. I'll get a good sense of where they stand. But
that's crazy.
They're coming up against a super, super tough team now in 3Men2Socks. In fact, the one that they lost to just yesterday. So I expect this to be an exciting matchup.
We will have the potential for a couple of run back, want the smoke. We aren't going out without a fight type of battles, because this was the first match we actually had in the tournament once we got to bracket play, correct? It was the 4-5 seed? No.
I'm not sure.
I think it was the 4-5 seed. I could be wrong, but I think it was the first match of that. So that what they played, and then I believe 3Men2Socks won. It was. I heard it was a banger of a match, though. I didn't get to watch it.
I think it was a reverse sweep, right? If it was that one, I'm pretty sure it was a reverse sweep.
It was a banger of a game. It was insane from what I saw. But now we're going up again in the loser bracket final. Winner heads to grand finals, and it's just gonna be great. We've seen both these teams. I've gotten to cast both these teams already just from the tournaments, and I feel like I have some knowledge of what's going on here and what they can bring to the table. But before we go through the teams, once again, everyone, thank you for being here. It's gonna be a blast, man. I'm so excited to be here for this and on call and casting this game. So let's take a little trip. If you guys don't know what the map pool looks like, if you want to explain a little bit of what's going on here, son.
Sure. So how it works is same as pretty much usual. The higher rated team, so presumably the team dropping down from the upper bracket here, picks the first map. Choice between Busan, Oasis, and Nepal on control. Then we head over to either our hybrid maps, Kings, Eichenwald, Hollywood, and it's always loser picks. Then we have Escort, Dorado, Watchpoint, Circuit Royale, and finally push Esperanza, Coliseo, and New Queen Streak, and then back to control for a game 5 if it's necessary, which we hope it will be.
Yes, we always want the map 5. And I mean, like we said, these two teams are no slouches. We expected them to be here. Phenomenal line on both sides. What do you expect from this matchup? I don't even know how to feel.
I honestly, I think it's going to be, I mean, we always say this, and it's always true to a certain extent, but this one in particular really feels like a matchup between the two tanks, right? Which tank gets the better of these team fights, of these engagements? Which tank can kind of exert themselves more effectively in the match? I think that's going to be key. But for me, the real standout coming out of the match we saw yesterday and earlier today has been Neon. He hasn't leveled up necessarily. I think he's always been as good as he's shown in the last couple of games, but he's really, really shown up. Just surgical on that tracer. The pulse bomb's always on the money. The Roomba, as Defect likes to call him, where he's always cleaning up team fights if need be. But he's up against Tox on the other side, and that is terrifying. Tox has been so strong on the heroes he's been playing. He's been flexing onto the Sombra. His May has been terrifying, and he's not afraid to pull out the Torbjorn as well, which can be so hard for Tracer to deal with. And that was a key to what actually won him the game yesterday. That's what it felt like yesterday. It was a question of how do you deal with Nyan? Yes, Trizzle's always a monster. Jesse's always a monster. But if you can shut down Nyan, it swings in your favor. So that's going to be the key for 3Men2Socks today, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I definitely appreciated how diverse of a the team player pools are for GOATs, because they can just flex to anything. They're super flexible on characters, but they usually don't go against teams that have, at least in this tournament, have been super flexible. But 3Men2Socks is very flexible, as we've seen. They know how to switch up their comps to adjust to what the team is playing on the other side to get them in the most advantageous position to win their maps. So, I mean, again, we fully expect a 5-map banger. You expect a 5-map banger. It should be a blast. I'm super excited, but let's go a little more in depth for each team. You want to kick things off with GOATS first here?
Sure. So it is going to be Nyan and Jace on your DPS, as we saw in the last matchup. And then you've got Trizzle on the tank role and Yami maybe and Keo on the support. It's really hard to look at this team and not just fixate on Nyan and Trizzle. David, you don't know this, right? I'm going to throw some names at you and you're just going to have to bear with me. But from the last cast, Friends of Defect, people who watch a lot of local Overwatch will know these guys. Antiablo and Zwoom, right? Two of the most terrifying DPS tank combinations in the most terrifying DPS tank combination in South African Overwatch, and we were calling Nyan and Trizzle budget Antiablo and Zwoom because they kind of fulfill that same energy where it feels like if they're alive in a team fight, anything can happen. One of them is going to strike. If you don't deal with those two, or one of those two at least, the team fight can swing towards G.O.A.T.S favor. So that's terrifying. But that's not to take away anything from the likes of Jace, Yami maybe, and Keo. I think Yami was excelling on the honor as well, backing Trizzle up on the front line. And then Jace, we saw a lot of his echo. We've seen a lot of different stuff out of Jace. He tends to be the more flexible of the two DPS here, just because Nyan is such a monster on that tracer.
Yeah, and on the other side, there are also no slouches. We have 3Men2Socks, Kirigari, Jesse, Mole, and Parasocks. This team on 3Men2Socks is just phenomenal. Like we said, Tox is insane. And we're talking about Nyan and Trizzle being one of the better DPS and tank duos. Tox and Jesse are no slouches either. That team is insane. They do such a good job. I think 3Men2Socks are going to pop off, and we're going to have such an insane matchup today. But we're heading to Nepal first, which was the map pick of 3Men2Socks because they are coming up from upper brackets. They did lose in the upper bracket finals. But a slot in the grand finals for the Pride Cup is on the line. We're heading to Nepal first, and I never remember the names of any of the individual maps inside of them.
Just yesterday, David, I had the exact same moment of being like, different. What's this map called again? This one is Village. I know this one, thankfully.
Yeah. I know,
so that's where we'll be starting. Yeah, that's also the only one I know because it's the one where you can get boops.
It's the only one that makes sense.
It's true. Although if you look at this map, right, it's a village. You can't deny that. But village is such a generic name that it's like
it's so basic. Like, what do you mean?
There's a million maps in Overwatch that you could call village, and it would be appropriate.
And then, like, when you have Overwatch is one of those games where you have maps that are named like Shambhali Monastery, Mecha Base, Busan Mecha Base, and then they're just like Nepal Village, and I'm like, what?
Let's be honest. It was one of the first maps, right? They were still finding their feet. They hadn't really found their creative edge yet. But let's take a look at the rosters here, or the compositions. We're going to have Jesse coming out on the Reinhardt. Doesn't feel like a hero that we've seen him play much. That could be very interesting. And Tox on the Mei. That for me could end up being a very key pick, especially when facing up against Nyan on that Tracer and Trizzle on the Diva. Really nothing special here, or nothing unusual from what we see from G.O.A.T.S. So eyes on Tox and the boys and see what they can get done on this composition.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking like a traditional battle of the comps. I like the brawl on the point. This is one of those maps where brawl on point is very, very useful. But we'll see how it goes out. As Jason gets a pick on Parasocks with the stickies right and bright and early. Nyan comes in and picks off Mole, and they're not here to play. G.O.A.T.S wanted to come in and make a statement early, and they do that. Their DPS coming through as Kirigari also goes down. It looks like 3Men2Socks is in trouble in that cryo on point. They do have control of point on the side of 3Men2Socks, but it's not going to be for long. Tox stalled as long as they could. Jesse's going to actually get out with the life, and 15%, 16%, we're out into flipping it.
Best case scenario for Tox and Socks and the boys, if you're going to lose the team fight like that, just sit your body on point, get up all the way to 16% and get it done. No else to speak of just yet. Trizzle the closest to his at 70%, but Nyan, he can build that pulse so quickly, and that could be a disaster as he looks for the flank around the back.
Yeah, and we get a cast switch, and Jesse finds Jace early. It's Tox and Kirigari are a little bit of a comp change. Kirigari over to V Cassidy. Trizzle actually matches it with Jesse. Rez is coming through. Trizzle finds Mole. We've seen this from Trizzle before, where we know you can just pop off at any point. Keo finds the head tap onto Kirigari, and that'll effectively end the fight. Like I said, G.O.A.T.S is looking for the salty run back. They want to win, but a head tap to Nyan. Oh, the icicle bomb is gonna get sent through. And then Parasocks and 3Men2Socks go down to the Diva bomb. Jesse's in the back line on ball off of the Rhine. And that's gonna effectively lose that fight. Tox got the pick, but it was just not enough there.
Yeah, but at that point, that was a consolation, right? They'd already lost like 3-4 players. It was just stagger at that point. But Jesse on the ball here, I like this pick a lot. He's been so effective at creating space for Tox and the boys here. But Trizzle, he's creating space of his own as he takes down Mole on the back line.
Yeah, and Valk is put up right now. We see a DMAC here, unfortunately, because May ult is going to go off. Kirigari and Tox do find 2 here with Trizzle and Jace going down, and it is just not looking good here. We don't have any res online. It's going to go for the res. Kirigari does find the pick, though.
Nice.
Was scouting it from Yami, maybe. Kyo is trying to stall here with Nian. Nian is going to go down to Kirigari. Kyo is doing everything they can to stay alive. We'll go down, and we see the flip for 3Men2Socks.
Now, this is exactly what we were seeing yesterday, Davian. So often, the rock, paper, scissors would not favor Tox. I keep calling them Tox and the boys, but 3Men2Socks, as they came out of spawn, it always felt like G.O.A.T.S were on the better squad and had the better execution in that first team fight. But Tox and the boys, I'm just going to do that. They always end up coming back, finding a rhythm, and they'll do that here with the minefield from Jesse.
Yeah, minefield. They're going to go into the back lane. Jay somehow gets picked by that. That is unlucky. They're trying to res, but I don't think they'll be able to with ball in the back line. It's just looking like they're going to slam down, looking for something. Are going to find the res right in front of a May. It's very interesting. Tox actually head tops Keo out of all that. Window does go up. Immortality Field is out to protect them in that scenario. We do see Trizzle get demeched. Jesse is not wasting any time. Going back in, trying to find something else. We'll find Jace a second time. Trizzle's going to get back in mech, but, I mean, they don't have enough resources right now as they're waiting for Jace to come back.
It's just a clinic from Jesse, right? He's just everywhere, it feels like, from the perspective of G.O.A.T.S. He mines on the front lines, he moves to the back line, he's still in the back line, pile driving away, doing damage, putting the pressure on, and they're going to have to Kitsune Rush just to get into the fight here.
They separate them with the high noon, which is huge. Mole's going to end up going down. Beat's going to go off. Bomb is on point. Cryo is popped, so May won't go down. But the May, it did get hit effectively by the bomb. The mech came down and actually did a bunch of damage. They'll get the pick. Parasox finds Jace. Yummy maybe gets a res off of Keo out of all that Kirigari. And Parasox trying to do something, but Trizzle is going to get both of them. It's just Jesse on point now. 98% counting. They will get the mines out of all that. The overtime push is actually going to maybe help a little bit, but it's not going to do enough. Trizzle's going to melt some of those pulse mines away, and it's just going to be a close one.
It's going to be very tight. I think they should be able to get a touch on here. It looks like Moria going to be the first on the front line, and Jesse can get in very quickly. 7% left. They will get in. I wish they still had the mines here, though. Jesse committing that right at the end didn't feel like the right play, but we'll see if they can get it done without the Hammond ultimate.
Yep, Chase goes down very early on the opposite side there. 99 to 99, down 1 now for G.O.A.T.S, but they're going to match it with Mole getting picked, but Nian goes down. They're going to try to res. Res now with the mines. But Yami maybe goes down after the res. Tox fights 2, Vox fights 3. Q found Parasox out of all that. It's just a copy from JC, and it's going to be over. That is going to be it for round number 1 here in Village. 3Men2Socks playing phenomenal, but wow, what a turnaround there.
It's those two players who pointed out on 3Men2Socks, right? Not to discredit everybody else on the team who are no doubt contributing, but Tox coming in with that clutch blizzard right at the end, right in the dead center of point. Anybody who wants to come and contest is getting frozen up by the blizzard, and Jesse just an absolute monster all over the place, a terrifying thing to try and deal with. And he'll find picks, he'll charge a minefield, and he'll get the job done. But this is a problem for G.O.A.T.S. It's rough, it's scary. They came out with such a huge lead, but as soon as Jesse got onto a hero who could contribute more on, they were able to do that. So perhaps it's worth putting some energy into dealing with this Jesse in the background. Maybe a Sombra, maybe a Cassidy, something like that, just so he doesn't have the total freedom of movement that he's expressed so far. Although he will be on the Orisa here, so not quite the same.
Yeah, and we'll see Sim and May on the other side. May and Cass coming right back out. I think it's very similar to what we were playing already on the last map. It looks like 3Men2Socks will get bridge control early here. It's looking like they went out opposite sides. Trizzle looking like they want to go over to the bridge. Kyo actually finds a pick on Kirigari out of all that. The Zenyatta coming through. Zen matchup is very key here with your Discord orbs. It's going to be hard to break it, but Nian finds Parasox there, and that should effectively win them the first fight.
Absolutely, and it's an interesting almost mirror matchup here. Both teams running Zens, both teams running Anna / Baptiste, and aggressive frontline damage dealing tanks. But those picks from across the way there, the first one, Kyo, such a critical pick onto Kurgari, limits their damage and opens him up for more as Trizzle gets aggressive here. I mean, he's just always happy to take the fists out and get to punch in on the front line.
I respect it. You got to do that when you're a Ramattra player, and I love it. We do see a change here. Jesse's going to move over to Junker Queen, which we've seen Jesse whip out before and do an effective job on. So we'll see how that plays here. Trizzle versus Jesse again is the matchup of the day. Jesse gets whipped in. Jesse dies out of all that. What a knife from Jesse onto Jace. It's just looking rough. COWZA is just hitting that Discord, hitting the fight, but COWZA's gonna go down. Yami maybe and Trizzle go down. Nian is finding Tox though, so it's not end all be all. When you have Zen and Mei, it's not really game over necessarily. So we'll see how this fakes out, but it looks like Kyo's not gonna be able to live long. The knives, man, just connecting every single one of them. Nian is trying to stay alive, will stay alive out of all that.
We don't talk often about. Sorry, go for it, Damien.
You're good. You're good.
We don't talk often about Nyan on anything other than the Tracer, but his Mei has been exceptional. We see the Icicles coming through, getting return picks, but at the end of it all, it's really just Jesse on the front line, finding that opening. He's the scalpel with the knife. I don't know what kind of knife is that, a Bowie knife? I'm not really a knife guy, but whatever kind of knife it is, its name is Gracie, and Jesse's using it to good effect.
Double Mailed on point. They are on the same spot. You see double spheres in different colors, but Trizzle's going to find the Immortality Field. We're going to see Trans. We're going to see Reckoning go through and hit 4. Annihilation kills Jesse, but is it enough? There's still people dying. Jace does get hit out of all that with Junker Queen. Annihilation Keo finds pair of socks. Kirgari does find Keo out of all that, somehow magically hitting a head tap while getting pummeled by Trizzle. Trizzle does find it to flip. Goats are, again, winning a team fight, trying to get the ticks up, but we can never count out 3Men2Socks in these fights.
No, and there's plenty of ultis to come in this next team fight, but I think the Transcendence from Parasox will be the key here. Can kind of neutralize all the other ultimates here. Not really much aggressive ultimate usage potential coming out here. Only really the Nano Boost from Goats, so this could be an explosive team fight, but no mistakes need to be made here. But Trizzle's going to start with the Nano.
We're going to see High Noon get walled off and use Symmetra ult 4. Trizzle's going to get nanoed out of all that. Is walking in with Pummel. Doesn't find much there except for a lot of lost HP. He's getting rocked by Jesse here. Mole gets stuck. The Sip turret and Trizzle just get the combo. Was too deep. They go down. Trizzle finds Jesse out of all this. The wall goes up. And then we're just going to see a meltdown here. It doesn't look good. Parasite use Trans. The Annihilation's up. We're going to see it go off. Toxin Socks trying to contest, does force OT, but it's not going to be enough as we're going to head to a round 3 here on Nepal.
Okay, so we're getting a sense of what kind of map types, what kind of situations are going to favor each team. If 3Men2Socks can play a more chaotic style, if they can put Jesse on the ball, if they can allow him to make space, they can really excel, is what it seems like. Whereas if they can stick Trizzle on that Ramattra and make it work without having too much pressure on the backline, Goats can really thrive. So that is something we're going to have to keep an eye out here. No changes just yet for either team, both feeling like there was enough to work with compositionally coming out of Sanctum onto Shrine here. No, 9 will go Reaper. So fascinating to see that he's not leaning on the Tracer as much as we've seen him do in previous series.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the Mei, the Sim, and I like the diversity over there from 3Men2Socks. As we had Sim being played by Kirigari earlier, now we're having Sim being played by Tox because we need Kirigari on the Cassidy. We're going to see Reaper out from Nian as well. I like Keo on Zen again. I think it's working well. So we'll see how this works out. But I do know here's your Overwatch trivia. I believe this is Shrine. Fox takes an interesting TP and gets picked. The TP was just not went right into the team. Mole's gonna go down to a turret. Nian's gonna get Kirigari. Parasox goes down as well, and that's the fight.
Yeah, not quite sure what Tox's plan was there. It's just a meat grinder there, a mattress, a Symmetra, Reaper. They're happy to be up close and personal, so TPing yourself in there obviously not ideal, and evidently they're not happy with that composition. So yeah, they're going to switch on to the pharmacy here and just look to put the pressure in, and there's nothing to deal with it unless Yami maybe and Keo are going to hook it up on the supports. Should be free reign in the skies here for Tox and Parasox.
Yeah, and we did see the flip-flop from Parasox and Mole, as Mole is now on Kiriko, and Parasox went over to Mercy. So we did see a little bit of a flip-flop in that support comp, but Trizzle's gonna go down. Kirigari Pharmacy is too much. Tox finds Yami, maybe Jesse slams onto Nian to end that fight. Tox finds Keo, Kirigari finds Jace. Team kill sounds pops 39%, and now we're going to 0% on the way of 3Men2Socks and counting.
Great adaptability here for 3Men2Socks. They recognize what they were coming into and they pick the composition that deals with the best. Jace is going to go for the counter pick now on the Echo to try and pressure that pharmacy out of the sky. And Jan feels like the Reaper is still worth playing here. I wonder if he might now not get more value on that Tracer or otherwise go for a hit scan, but he feels like pressuring the low ground with the Reaper is the right call. We have to wait and see if it works. But 2-3 ultimates at the ready here. But Kurugari goes down.
As soon as you say that, Nian goes right down. Justice is raining from above, but Trizzle is just eating it all up. That D-Matrix is doing everything it can to survive. Tox does find one. I think Nian stayed on for that exact reason. We see Die killing the other Mercy. Both Mercies down. The air patrol is down on both sides as well. No Pharah, no
Jesse.
Echo. Ooh, Jesse gets Trizzle's mech, but goes down in the process. I think what we liked from, I think Nian was staying on just for that purpose, but it looks like we're going to continue to play Reaper. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him swip over to the Tracer afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if he goes down, he'll come back on the Tracer. But it's a rough team fight for 3Men2Socks here. They threw quite a few ultis in there. Jesse halfway there, and the pick onto Trizzle. Huge pick.
Trizzle gets the pick. Gets picks off to Trizzle, but we're gonna see a res. Gets the res off, but gets high noon. Yami maybe goes down. Mech is back, so we're having a 4v4. Now it's a 3v4. Res is off. Toxic Socks gets back up online. Kirigari is down though, so we see her missing some people on both ends. Trizzle finds pair of socks, but Keo's gonna go down. Tank's finding supports. Mole's gonna go down. Nian. It's a close fight. Jesse exchanging. Jesse finds two. Trizzle finds Tox. It's just the tanks. The tank battle we said was gonna be it. Trizzle gonna throw ball. Mercy, Yami baby's back. Mines are down.
Mines?
Oh, Trizzle's in trouble. It's just surrounded, but will not actually take a 2-nudge damage. Jesse trying to find Yami maybe on this. Kirigari is back on the Cassidy. We're gonna see Mercy pop ult trying to preserve this point. They're gonna actually find Jesse. We see Nian move over to Tracer, which is what we expected. Kirigari's so low. Kirigari's 1 HP. Kirigari survives out of all that nonsense. Overtime is still ticking. Tox gets slapped. Nian finds Mole. JC finds pair of socks, and you're gonna see G.O.A.T.S come through and win map number 1 on Nepal in what an absolute start to a banger of a series.
And wasn't that fight right at the end there a microcosm of what we're expecting to see throughout the series? It's tank on tank, 1v1, Jesse versus Trizzle on the point, both popping ultis, and at the end of it all, the backup just comes in a little bit quicker for Trizzle, and the D.Va kind of better favored in that 1v1 with the extra HP. So it's very, very close stuff, a close match all the way to the third map on Nepal there. Bodes well for the rest of the series, but we've seen this before, Davian. We saw this just yesterday. I think it was Nepal again, and it was G.O.A.T.S again, taking map number 1. 3Men2Socks, though, once we moved away from the King of the Hill style maps, they really, really found a good rhythm, and I think that bodes well for them going forward. But G.O.A.T.S can be happy with a very, very strong performance on map 1.
Yeah, I mean, one map win equals one step closer to heading yourself to the grand finals, right? So anything you could take, you're going to get. But I really liked, again, we talked about this in the preview, the fact that each individual player is so flexible. I love to see the supports and what they did, right? You saw, I can't play Mercy. You can play Mercy, so we're going to flip-flop, but I'm going to still play the hero that you were playing because it's very valuable. We don't have ults, so it's fine. We're going to flip-flop. And both supports were able to kind of be diverse there, as you saw Mole, pair of socks swap heroes on the Kiriko, and then Yami maybe Q swap on us, which was very, very wild to see. And I love that. And I love the flexibility from the heroes. And we didn't even see the Tracer battle. We haven't seen Tracers yet. We saw Tracer for all of 10 seconds on Nian. That was it. That was it. So it's going to be like, we saw Tracer, I guess, on map 1 for a little bit too, and then we saw some swap ups because of what the comps were being played. So it's going to be interesting to see how we'd see moving forward, as we're going to head to my neck of the woods, where California locates over in Hollywood. So I'm very excited to see that. Obviously, I no longer live on the West Coast, but it's still going to be. It's still. I've been actually to Hollywood a few times, so love it over there.
Cool. Well, we'll go to Hollywood then once more here, and I think it's a map type that has favored 3Men2Socks in the past. It was a real slugfest. Both teams making it on to second point, pushing maybe just to before the end of second point and fighting it out there. So it should be interesting. I'm what you were saying about Nyan not being on a trace is so critical to me, because he's not one track minded like that, where it's like, I have the tracer, if I can get the tracer to work, we win. He's like, no, what does the team need? What does the comp need? What do we need to play to adapt to what 3Men2Socks are doing? And he's making the right decisions, and that's kind of been typical of the series between these two teams so far. Just always trying to make sure you're making the right choices, you're on the right compositions at the right time. And that's great to see. And it does come down to what you're saying before. It's about the flexibility of the individuals on the team. And you don't always get that in Pride Cup, I'll tell you what. You often sometimes get, this guy's a super strong hit scan. He's been playing, Counter-Strike for all of his life. So his Soldier is cracked, his Cassidy is cracked, and that's all he can do. But here you've got 5 Overwatch players versus Overwatch players, people who love the game, students of the game, and they're showing how much they've studied the game in the series today.
Yeah, and this is 3Men2Socks map pick, right? So we're heading to Hollywood. Hollywood's a hybrid map. You got to capture that first point, then move that payload. The VIP man, Omnic himself, move him all the way down. What is his name? Glitchbot? I didn't know that, actually.
I didn't know
that from
either.
the subtitles just now. So we're going to take him all the way to the end, and we'll see how it goes out. As we're gonna see some of that ball action. I do see Sombra as well, which I'm very interested by. But you see Nian and Trizzle playing the Diva and the Tracer. We know what we're ready for here.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough time in the backline for our red squad.
My gosh.
As I say that, Kuragari on the Ashe finds pay dirt, taking down the enemy Mercy.
I didn't expect that. Kirigari just popped off, hit 2. Jesse's gonna find Keo, and they busted this wide open already. The fight's over. Mole's actually going to go down at all this, but I don't think it matters because Socks can just find the res here and just move on with their lives, because Nian is going to be a menace in the backline here for a little bit, but Jesse is not going to be able to be too much help. They're going to see if they can find a recontest here as Trizzle goes in. Yami maybe is there to help support. Yami maybe is already under pressure and low. Jesse's going to find him. JC's going to try to go in to kill the Mercy. Does find it. Keo finds Mole to trade out. Supports here. Both supports dead, but you just have better advantage if you're 3Men2Socks because of the fact that you have spawn advantage. Nian's going to find Kirigari at all this. Hold on. It's not over till it's over. Nian is still online. Sombra's going to fade out. Jesse's going to find Trizzle on the slam. Nian staying alive on Tracer on point. They're trying to wait for reinforcements. Sombra's coming in. They're going to find the second tick here. Is it going to be escape, or are we going to see it? We have supports back for both sides. Nian's going to come back in. Going to slam down. Going to fade out. Yami maybe looking for it. The mines go out. Yami's going to go down. Yan is looking to try to contest 95% and counting. Maybe they can get it. Maybe they can't to contest 99.2. Kirigari's going to find 2 more in Jason Keo. I don't think they have a chance here. They're just going to stall as long as they can. G.O.A.T.S is going to head out here, but Yan finds Mole with a pulse bomb. Trizzle's going to fight the mech, get out of there, and it's just looking pretty rough here. Jesse's going to find Trizzle again. Yan staying alive through all this is, by the way, absolutely insane. We're going to see Jesse find him, and then there's that final tick.
What a disgusting display from Nian there, just not dying, just in the backline, in and out, commits the pulse bomb as well. But at the end of it all, it is 3Men2Socks looking super strong. And shout out to Kuragari. It's easy to forget 10 minutes ago when that fight started, he was the one who found that opening pick onto Yami maybe, and Yami maybe struggling here. I'll have to say that the target prioritization has been so excellent from Jesse and the whole of 3Men2Socks, always finding the supports in the middle of these skirmishes and taking them down, and that makes it impossible for Trizzle to play, and they're going to start with the EMP.
There's the EMP. Jason's looking low here. Actually won't go down. That great use of your Zuzu from Kiri. And we're looking at that bomb going off. Doesn't find anything. There's just a little bit of a stall time, but Tox is still going to find Yami maybe. Yami, it just can't find help. It is very rough out there if you're the Mercy player.
It's just perfect. Jessie over the top. She was hacked up as well, so she couldn't even get out of there. They tracked down Jessie as well without the Mercy. The Echoes are sitting. Dark Nyan in the backline, taken down by Kuragari. Every player stepping up here on 3Men2Socks and doing a good job so far. They'll clean up Trizzle as well. That pile driver felt like it should have done 1 million damage. He came from so high up. But it is going to be them pushing forward. They found a rhythm here, and they're playing excellently on the front line.
Yeah, and they have so many ults. They have 4. They literally used EMP to try to win that fight, and because of what's happening, G.O.A.T.S is having a tough time building. We're going to see Nian move over to Ashe. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Jesse's going to pile drive. Yami maybe is struggling. Yami maybe might die here. Yami maybe actually gets the Mega, so that we'll survive here. Kirigari finds Jace on the head tap. Bob is going to come in, trying to do something here. Is going to pelt. Jesse's going to pile drive up to help Bob. Jesse's low, Trizzle's low, Kio's low, Kio's gone. Trizzle's low, Nian's low. It's not looking good here. Nian's on 1 HP, getting out of there. D-Max, Trizzle. Nian somehow lives, gets Mercy pocketed, and finds Kirigari out of all that. But we're going to see a res come out from Pair of Socks. Toxin Socks trying to do something.
Oh,
in the
man.
back line.
Jesse.
Oh, use Mines and fight too. Toxin Socks goes down. We're going to see a copy here. Down a couple people. Kitsune is going to go out on payload, and we're going to see both supportals for 3Men2Socks pop off. Jesse finds a third with the mine, by the way. Nian going down. Trizzle was rezzed out of all that. Jace is actually doing a great job with copy trying to contest here. Actually gives the team some sort of stability here. Will go down, but it's looking rough here. The fight that never ends. They're trying to do something, but it's just a roll from 3Men2Socks here. EMP once again pops off. It is looking rough here. Bob and Bomb going out. Bob's gonna find Kirigari. That was a huge bomb how that placement went.
Yeah.
They're looking for res here and they won't be able to find it. They are gonna find it with the Zuzu. They're looking at 5 people on payload for 3Men2Socks. Kitsune's gonna go off for Kyo. Kirigari's gonna go down. Jace is on the Mei now, trying to stall. Nian moving to Tracer to help with that stall. They're looking for something. All ults were utilized in this fight. So if it's not a win for Goats, it's gonna be rough to try to continue to stall this out. It's just a fight that never ends. Jesse's sitting in the back line looking for something. Kyo does find Mole, and I think that should effectively end the fight with Pair of Socks also going down. Except mine.
I don't know. Mine's used here. Jesse feeling like this is still winnable under pressure now. Stuck in the corner, burning up as well. But he's got a lot of HP. He still wants to contest here. He still wants to put the pressure on. But no, backs out here. I think that's the right choice. But what a long
There were no
team fight.
supports.
The first team fight win for Goats all the way back here at the third point. Still 3 minutes left on the clock here. No outs to speak of. But Tox, once he gets up to that EMP, they should be able to just secure a team fight victory, but it's going to be tough. But Kirigari, man, all stepping up in this map so far on Hollywood, finding pick after pick after pick. Really been a tough hero to deal with for the side of Goats as Jesse moves in with the power drive to start it off, but the wall is good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a stall here. Trizzle's going to throw a bomb here, try to find something, but don't find it. It feels like it's just continuous stall here, trying to figure out their way in. It's a little harder for Ball to actually entry on this point. At right here, Pulse Bomb's gonna go off, not find anything, didn't get the stick. Jesse's actually being frozen over by a Mei. There's the EMP, that's exactly what they were waiting for. Finds 3, Yami maybe he's ulting, finds, what a shot, goes out of their way to get that. Pair Socks goes down to the Nian. Kirigari's actually really low here. Kyo's gonna go down, so this is really close. Bob is doing something here. Bob is doing the work here, finds the mech, finds the kill. Nian finds Mole though. Nian's not done yet. Nian is trying to help stall this team out and try to win. Yami maybe over to the Moira, helping out the team. It's just Sombra and Jesse on point. Another one. Kyo's gonna actually match that though. It's looking like they're trying to push here. They're going to have reinforcements here. Nian is here. The reinforcements are here. 4 meters to go. 1.5 minutes left. Huge stall out here if you're Goats. They're doing a great job trying to contain. Nian trying to find someone. Jesse finds Kyo. Nian battling Kirigari in the back. Will find the pickoff. Trying to find it. 1 meter to go. They're still stalling out. 0.95. The C9 looked almost close. Pulse Bomb is off, but won't actually get it off in time. It was so mistimed, just barely. The Mei ult is going to actually help a ton here and try to keep it, but the point is moving. 0.01. They barely capture it. They got it just in time. Almost a C9. No C9 today. Bomb goes off. Kiriko pops ult. It's just Pair of Socks. It's just Jesse. Wait, the point. Oh, they didn't leave it. Oh, thank God. I thought they were going to be screwed when Trizzle walked off, but it was almost a C9. Jesse trying to just get that 0.01 meter, but 50 seconds left. Jesse's still it just leaves. They're leaving out of here. What another fight win. That was like 2.5 minutes of just pure battling.
You'll be so happy with this if you're Goats. You were so far behind, so much time left in the clock, but you've managed to stall out. They come in here with the minefield. Jesse, a monster on the ball. This minefield, it seems like it's always, he's got half the cooldown that other tanks do as they move forward here. He finds Yami as well, and that should allow them to take this team fight.
JC, there's EMP. That should be it. 25 seconds left. Nian's going to do their best to stall this out. 0.72 meters, won't be able to do it. But if you're on the side of Goats, you're very happy with this.
Yeah, totally. You were so far behind for so long, but you have to admit, Davian, it doesn't feel like they ever had control of this game. It feels like they've always been on the back foot, just simply because of the fact that if Jesse doesn't die, he's just showing that he's like, if I'm not dead, I'm coming back. I'm coming back at some point. I'm going to be pile driving and I'm going to build that mines, and you have to deal with me. You cannot ignore me or I'm going to be a big problem. And you can see the effect that's having on the rest of his squad. Kirigari, space for days, finding picks. You saw how aggressively he moved out to try and track down that Mercy, and he finds her, gets that kill. The Bob doing so much work as well. on an Ashe, this is all you want. You just want to be able to sit and shoot out of the coach gun, and he's had the space to do that, and he's been using it effectively. But they are on the defense now, and they're going to switch things up here. Tox going to go into the Torbjorn. We saw him use that very effectively on this first point yesterday. Purigar is still on that Ashe. Jesse's still on the ball. I mean, you can't argue with the results they've been showing there.
Yeah.
Trizzle, meanwhile, he's going to move now on to the Junker Queen, while Nyan on the Cassidy. So they're going to try and change things up here. I kind of like the Cass as a way to hinder, no pun intended, the movement of Jesse a little bit. But it's a tough hero to play when you're being forced into a chaotic situation like this.
Yeah, and I still can't get over the fact that they almost C9'd it. They almost did.
It was tight.
0.01. Oh, it literally, I was like, oh no, the point. But we're going to see Trizzle come out on Queen here. And I don't know how I feel about it quite yet. But with the TP from Jace, it could be really good. So we'll see how it goes out. With these comp differences, we really need to get on Kirigari and pair of Socks. That's going to be your deciding factor here, in my humble opinion, on how they play this game. We're going to see Pile Driver go off, but thankfully there's a TP there to save. Nothing crazy.
Just moving through here, they're going to go onto the high ground here, try and get set up, use that Cass high ground advantage to their advantage. Trizzle on the front line here, he's just puking away. Jesse dropping very low, but he's going to get out fairly comfortably. And this is 30 seconds, almost a minute now, burnt off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, with this situation, it's a long rotation. Jace is going to go down from the turret. But Kirigari is found by K.O. Great job over here from your Zenyatta. K.O. has been phenomenal on the Zen. Toxin is low. Trizzle's going to go get him. Nian goes down, though. K.O. finds Jesse. Yami and Trizzle are down. It's just a Zen and a Dream, and that's not going to help you out here. K.O.'s going to get taken out by Kirigari. But that's, I mean, hey, their rotation with their team, I think they made the right play. We just need a little bit of target focus. I think going to get Jesse was your priority there, but they need to break that turret. That turret survived the entire fight.
I was going to comment on that. If you told me that Trizzle took 0 damage from anything but the turret, I would believe you, because I was watching the turret just shoot him in the side of the head over and over and over for that whole team fight as he tracked down 3Men2Socks. So absolutely, that turret needs to be a priority. It's a quick, easy kill if you just focus it down, but there's a lot going on, and I keep pointing him out. But Jesse, just in your backline, in and out, it's really tough to deal. Just look at the work he's doing.
Maybe. That's just rough. You can't counter that sometimes. It's really hard to deal with that. You just see some pop in. You'd have to land that grenade from the end very early in order to save yourself, but it's not like it used to be.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's not the flashbang. You just need to pop it in the general vicinity of Jesse and get it done. And you see, he's just tanking it. He's just going in, copping it, and then leaving. The ball, he's not really hindered that much by the hinder effect of the grenade. But yeah, he's going to try executing you.
Nian finds 2 with the high noon. COWZA goes down. That's going to be a fight win for the GOAT. But Jesse says, no, we want to fight this still. We're not done yet. We're going to nano here. We're going to find Cass with that. Nian finds Maul with all that. That should solidify it. No more ults need to be used. Trizzle's going to have ult coming back. Keo's also going to have ult coming back, but 4 ults on the side of 3Men2Socks.
That is one weakness that the squad has against the Cassidy. The Deadeye. If he finds an angle, he can... Oh, no. That's a disappointing commitment,
Bob. That's not a good Bob. I think they were looking to try to commit sooner, but it was just slightly not enough time there. Nian's actually going to fight Kirigari out of all that, so that's a big stagger if you are GOATs in need of time bank and really quick movements here to match kind of what happened on the other side. But we'll see how it goes. It's looking interesting. Tox is set up on high ground with the turret that they are just having trouble breaking. We'll see.
Yeah, he's got the Molten Core as well here, and this is a squad that plays together quite effectively, as in it's a brawly squad that want to stick together, and they're going to throw it in here. Pile drive over the top, but the Zen ulti perfectly placed.
But we're going to see another ult come out. Kirigari actually finds Nian out of all of that. Mole pops out with the Kiriko ult. Keel's actually going to find Jesse out of all that. The Discord helps out a ton, but Jace is going to go down as well. Trizzle's trying to find something. Does want to reckon. Does find 2. Mole is low. Keel's going to go down to Tox. Tox is actually looking antied as well. Mole actually goes down of all this. Tox also goes down. Kirigari finds Yami. Maybe the turret is being a bane. Trizzle's taking so much damage from it. We're going to see Jesse move over to the Queen. Trizzle's backing up, trying to do something. Just help with the turret, but he just can't do anything. Kirigari finds him. It's just the turret. It's the turret,
man. Turret MVP in this game. Tox just pops it up on the bridge there, and Trizzle's just like, guys, please, for God's sake, somebody shoot the turret, please. But
no reason to worry about Torp turret anymore. Now you gotta worry about Sim turrets. So we'll see how that
plays out. And you've got to worry about Jesse on the Junker Queen as well. He's a monster on this hero. He's going to match Trizzle up now, but it's a change of playstyle, not that chaotic style. He's just going to try and frontline, brawl on the front, and pump up the damage.
Yep, we're going to see Jace try to contest the high ground by themselves.
Ooh,
actually going to pop ult. They're all alone. Didn't have a team to match it. We're going to see take this fight high ground. High Noon pops off. Nian is going to find Jesse. Kirgari's also going to go down out of all this. Mercy's popping. Oh, Mercy, pair of socks getting a Glock kill onto Keo, but we'll take the life for it. It's just Mole. Mole's super low on the high ground. It's Toxin Socks. It's Mole. We don't know how this is going to play out. Turret. Trizzle actually still couldn't get it, but will be nanoed. I think they thought Trizzle was going to die there, or they thought Trizzle was going to stay on the high ground, and that didn't work out how they wanted it to. So the nano was a little bit of a waste there.
Just a bit of a miscommunication, for sure.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to at the end of the day. Now we're going to come back into another 5v5 fight very quickly. Jesse and Kier,
once again.
Kirgari finds Nian. The wall goes up from Toxin Socks very early and very quick, may I add. Jesse is going to go down as well. The mirror matching from some of these characters is what's kind of deciding this game here. A minute 15 left.
Jesse, man, what a flipping monster on this Junker Queen. So many times he's used Gracie to pull somebody in and secure the kill. But I have to say, shout out to Kuragari, man. It feels like every fight he's tracking down 9 and getting that kill. And that's such a critical part of what makes this composition work. And I mean, look at that, another one. The damage boost on Parasox making it so easy for Kuragari to get the work done if he hits the shots. And he's making such good use of the space that Jesse provided on their defense. And now the damage boost that Paras is providing on their attack.
Yeah, and we're seeing not a lot of answers for that. I would have loved to see maybe them going over to maybe like a dive here to try to help in this high ground, because they don't have much for 3Men2Socks to contest high ground outside of Kirgari, right? So on the high ground, they're trying to use Sim TP more. They're gonna take a bunch of damage. Jesse's gonna pop ult. They get out of it somehow magically with just Jace dying. Keo's gonna pop trans, and they're gonna actually make some fights happen here. Tox is gonna go to high ground, contesting the supports. Keo though is getting a good pick off the volley, holding right click. Nian's gonna find it. Is this gonna be enough though? Will they be able to cap off of this? They're gonna get the res off, but Nian's gonna find Mole. That's huge. Bob is gonna come into contest, but Nian's gonna get him. Jesse's gonna find Nian. All this Bob is contesting. They just have 3 people on point. It's just Bob. Jesse's so low. He's gonna go down after the anti pops off. It's just Parasox, Trizzle trying to find something. Parasox is gonna go down to Trizzle. They're gonna sim TP. They might be looking to contest here still. Tox and Mole are coming back online right now. To the point, they're looking at it. Tox is building up, but won't find anything. They're gonna not contest anything more. A minute and a half. All we need now, Goats, is to cap, and you have a potential win con for both sides.
Yep, absolutely, and 21 seconds only on the clock from 3Men2Socks, so no draw on the table here either. I mean, there's always a draw on the table, but you get what I'm saying. As now they TP onto the high ground, they're going to use the sim here from Jace to kind of control this high ground. I really, really like that. And Jesse, he's decided he doesn't want to match the Junker here on third point. He's instead going to move now onto the Orisa. It's a call I quite like, but he's going to have to be careful not to play too far forward. If he gets anti-healed up, he's in big, big trouble.
Oh, Jace gets speared down. That javelin hurts from Jesse, boosted by Mercy, and it's just looking real rough here. 45 seconds left. We're looking at a Trizzle ult and a Nian ult off of this. We're gonna see Reckoning early. High Noon pops off. Nian got all the way onto the high ground. Behind them finds Tox. We didn't even see that. Parasox pops ult to match. Kirigari's low here, but will get healed up. Trizzle's actually gonna go down. They're looking for a res here if you're Parasox, trying to find something here. That High Noon was humongous. They will have another fight here. Yami maybe is going to have ultimate. Trizzle's actually gonna move over to Ramatra, which I actually like to change when you're going up against the comp that they're going up against. So we're seeing 2 ultimates here for the side of 3Men2Socks. 1 ult in the Nano. We're going to have Nano pop off immediately from Trizzle. Jesse is just spearing him down, trying to find something. Trizzle's just trying to punch him down. He's by himself. Jesse's actually taking a bunch of damage here. We're going to see Trans pop off. Jesse's going to go down. Nian's going to find Tox. They're trying to res it. They're actually going to get the res off on the Orisa. Orisa's still trapped in that corner. We're seeing the contest. Jesse's actually going to do it. The ult goes off, but it dies beforehand. It's not going to go off. Parasox. Trizzle is looking like he wants vengeance. Kirigari finds it. Bob is doing something. Bob is contesting everything, doing everything they can to win. Kirigari finds the 3rd. It's just Keo in a dream. Kirigari, MVP of the match, finds 4 in that fight to win them. Oh.
I mean, Bob to the rescue, right? You just fire that bad boy in there, and he's just going to start mowing the backline down. But credit where to, I really, really like the decision making we saw coming out of G.O.A.T.S into that last team fight. as soon as the fight starts, they get the nano onto Trizzle because they know if that annihilation comes out in a situation like that, he's going to clean up. They can't afford to stay off the point. They're going to be bodies for him to deal with, as we see 9 just absolutely hammered down here on the front line. In the back line. But that for me was such good decision making from G.O.A.T.S. But at the end of it, there just wasn't enough there, and we saw critical res coming out from 3Men2Socks. Yes, Jesse died quite soon afterwards, but he managed to get his ulti off there, bring them all together, put them under pressure, and that just paved the way for Bob to come flying through there, popping everybody up and starting to execute. And, Kurigari, no slouch with the coach gun either, picking up 2 off the end of that. So impressive stuff. This is what I expected to see. G.O.A.T.S do really, really well on control, and 3Men2Socks bring it right back on hybrid, and that's exactly what we've seen.
Yeah, now we're going to head to Escort, and I wonder how we're going to see the different teams play this, because we like seeing different... Okay, so it looks like they want to head to Dorado is going to be the map choice for G.O.A.T.S, and I approve. I think this is the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't... Ball runs rampant on this map. So
yeah, I was just about to say Ball, but name a Ball, a map that Ball doesn't excel on or can't excel on.
As long as you're a good Ball, it works out. I do, however, think that Tracer and your Diva comp that you like to run do well on Dorado because of the high ground changes there. So we'll see how that works out. But man, 1-1. We told you it was going to be a banger, and each map so far has been just a nail biter. That could have went either way at the end. Yeah. You saw picks go off, but then you see just MVP Kirigari coming through on this map, just doing what they do best and getting 4 in that last fight. Not to discredit the supports that also stayed alive through that fight.
Yeah, and it's that's what it might come down to. Yes, we point at Tox, we point at Jesse, and then on the other side we point at Nyan and Trizzle, but it feels like Kurigari, he's the difference maker here. All 4 of those players have been playing up to the standards we've seen them do so far, but it feels like Kurigari is getting the more value out of his favorite heroes than Jace has been out of his. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. And it's hard to measure the effect of support sometimes, but Kio's been doing an excellent job on that end. We saw him mow down Tox with the volley, and he's been doing a really good job of finding damage and backing his team up effectively. So I'm excited to see what we see here, but it's going to be potentially the pharmacy coming out from our attacking squad. Kurigari on the Ash, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And on the other side, this is the favored composition of G.O.A.T.S. If they can choose what to run, it's going to be this.
Yeah, and this is something they like. They know that they can do well on this comp. Obviously, they're going to have to adjust to whatever 3Men2Socks are doing. But, I mean, you never know. You don't know until they come out the spawn doors. Yeah. I mean, the difference here is going to be that Kirigari is not going to get as much of the mercy pocket because you have a Pharah. So we're going to see how that plays out. But I mean, Kirigari just hit shots. Doomfist? Well, Jesse Doomfist?
He's a DPS main, right? He was top 200 DPS a couple of seasons ago, so he knows a thing or two about playing Doomfist, presumably. It is different on tank, of course. You're not quite the sniper you were in the past, but here you can definitely get a lot of value. Trizzle under pressure, though, has to back up.
Yeah, we'll knock Trizzle off high ground, but, boosters just get you right back up.
Yeah.
This team has a lot of mobility on the side of G.O.A.T. I like where Jesse's at in the back line, looking for a punch onto the Mercy, trying to find something here. They're not going to find much. Trizzle's actually real low here, trying to find something here. Jace actually going to go down to Kirigari, but Kirigari's going to go down to Trizzle. Keel's going to go down to Tox and Socks. They're going to find the res on to Jace. Jess is going to demech Trizzle, and Kirigari's also going to get res here. Jess is super low here, though, and it's not looking like they are going to survive out of this. Kirigari's going to find 2 more with Dynamite and just beautiful shots. It's looking rough. I don't know how you counter this right now.
But when you play that close up, you kind of expect it to go that way. It's a bit like Route 66 in that way. You expect to lose a fight there. The idea being you can come back in now and get a second fight, but it's looking tough. But Trizzle, he's going to take control of this high ground. Tox needs to be careful boosters. Here. He did. He's under pressure now, but they're not really focused on him at the moment.
Not at all. Trizzle's going to have 5 pair of socks out of that somehow, magically. Someone must have hit a shot somewhere else. So it's looking... No res online. Yan's going to find Kirigari. Finally, that Tracer we all know and love is coming through. Wants to match Kirigari, wants to contest Kirigari, and that's how the pressure you're going to need. Doomfist is going to get out of here, flying out of there with with everything they have. Mo's going to TP out with them, and it's going to look like a new fight. But Bomb's going to go over the top. He's going to fight Jesse. He didn't have the Zuzu because he used it on the way out. What a bomb!
This is Trizzle. This is Trizzle in a nutshell, man. He'll just yeet a bomb out when you're least expecting it. Like, they already won that team fight. It was pretty much over, but he throws the bomb, gets the double, and that's another extra 10 seconds that they have to wait now for the respawns to come through. But eyes on the main man here, Nyan, with the pulse bomb ready to go. It's going to be hard on this map and how mobile this composition is, but if anyone can make it work, it's him, and he's going to go now.
He's gonna go in, but Jesse's is gonna get Jace out of all this. 3Men2Socks gets Keo and Yami maybe. Justice is raining from above. The Nian pulse bomb does not find what he was looking for. Jesse's gonna get Trizzle. Nian's just contesting. Jesse's gonna find it, and Doomfist Jesse is proving well worth it.
It is terrifying, actually. It almost feels unfair if you can just put your tank on a DPS hero and let him go to work, because he's been finding pick after pick, making so much space, but he's playing it a lot like he plays the ball, right? And that makes sense. You go in, you get out, you play on your own terms, and you force a lot of pressure off. Bob's going to go in here to start it off. Trizzle under pressure.
Yeah, Bob's going to come in on the high ground. Oh, Jace going to fly up. Not knowing Bob's up there. Bob goes... Gets him. 3Men2Socks finds Keo with the help of Doom and Mercy. Nian's actually going to find Jesse out of all that. So not necessarily a L entirely from them. They're going to try to look for something else here. Trizzle's still looking for people. Yami maybe actually somehow goes down out of all that. Kirigari once again finding shots. Looks like they're trying to find the supports now. Trizzle, that is. Nian's going to find the end of a gun from Kirigari, and it's a weird stagger fight here.
It is awkward, especially with Jesse going down. The red team doesn't really want to commit too much, so they're kind of poking from afar, but they're finding pick after pick after pick here. Jace, he's going to go down again. Jesse getting aggressive here onto the back line, looking for picks, won't find them, but it doesn't matter because Tox in the sky, raining in damage down the corridor. Might as well pick Junkrat if this is how you're going to play, Tox.
And Yami maybe again, Tox finds two. They use Meteor Strike. Team kill goes off, so they don't have anybody to really target with that Meteor Strike. I think it was more so survivability there. This is coming down. This is going to come down to the wire now. Jesse is really popping off, but you have a lot of help from Kirigari and 3Men2Socks. They are looking phenomenal on these comps. Gonna get a punch off on the end. Man was 1 HP there after that punch. Just a little bit would have found the end of a respawn door once again. We're gonna throw bomb in, try to create some space here. Bull's gonna go down to it, but Kirigari also found. Pulse bomb was gonna go off, but was looking for Kirigari. Justice is now raining once again. Keel's gonna take out, but Neon's gonna find 3Men2Socks, and it's not gonna be. That's gonna be it for this fight. Team kill now for the opposite side. So we hope that we can see something. They used everything though. Keo and Jace are gonna have copy and Kitsune Rush. You're gonna have Kitsune Rush on the side of Mole. So I guess the ults weren't too bad there. You still have ult reliability. Pretty
good out there. You only use self-destruct. You pick up 2 with that. You use Valk as well, and now you can work towards...
Pulse as well.
They did.
3%.
Yeah, I was like, oh, are you sure? Because Jan's like almost there again, but that's just Jan
Pulse in the corner on the Ashe trying to catch it, but got caught by a D.Va bomb, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, the Bob here is going to be critical. Kirigari almost at that, so this could be another explosive team fight.
Yeah, we're going to see Kitsune Rush popped into that corner. 3Men2Socks is over on May now. Jess is super low. We're going to see the matching Kitsune Rush. Jace is going to copy Doomfist. We'll see if we got a Jace Doomfist in the bag. But 3Men2Socks is going to go down, get rezzed immediately, and we immediately popped out of that copy from Kirigari. It's not even close. Yami maybe and Keo are stuck in a corner. Jess is just having his way. Tox by the head tap on the Jace. It's just Nian and Trizzle. I feel like that's what we usually say.
Yeah.
And actually, Trizzle's gonna find one on the point. We see Zuzu go off, so Trizzle could find Mole as well. And will. 3Men2Socks is low. Nian's coming for assistance. Cryo's gonna go off, which means they have some help now with 2 supports there. Pulse Bomb's gonna go off. It's gonna do damage, but it's not gonna do enough to help get up the KO. Tox is gonna go down to Nian, and that's gonna be it. Jesse may die here, but I think Jess is going to have enough survivability to get out.
Yeah, what a team fight from G.O.A.T.S, though. They were so far behind, but Trizzle's still alive, Neon's still alive, and that means the team fight is not over because they can always do work. And then the COWZA coming in from Keo means they can keep fighting. So really nice work from them, but Bob is in play. Meteor Strike in play. That means Jesse can play outside of his limits here and get in or out with the ultimate. So look towards Jesse to be a nuisance here and make space for the Bob to really dominate.
There's the Meteor Strike. Zuzu's going to go off for it. That was a great Zuzu, but Keo is... Oh, Tox is going to find Yami. Maybe. I thought Keo was going to go down there. Well, not. Bomb's going to go off.
Squish.
Going to get the smush on a pair of socks. Nian is going to go down just in front of Jace. Bob is doing some. Trizzle's in the back line. Finds Kirigari. They're getting punished in the back. Keo's going to go down. Trizzle's at a little over half HP here. Bob is punishing him. He's actually gonna fly over, avoid the Bob a lot. Trizzle's gonna still get demeched. Oh, Blizzard's gonna go off. That's gonna be it. Jesse's gonna find Yami. Maybe Tox gonna find Trizzle. With a minute 14 left, it's looking like it's over for him. But Nian is contesting here. Jay's actually DC'd out of all this. There's a DC going on right now. This is not looking good.
There we go.
There was a pause. It should have defaulted to the pause the minute that someone DC'd.
Yeah, that's
Keo's
true.
gonna go down. It's still Nian on point, but Jace actually gets disconnected.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I don't know where he was when he DC'd. If he was in the fight or what was happening, but it's
definitely in spawn.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, if you're either here on point or you're in spawn.
Right now, yeah, they were. It was shortly after the fight ended. When they got picked, I saw the DC.
Oh yeah, it's true. They just inherited a game. It's you guys, Terran, you and your admins here that gave them a faulty code. But okay, this is looking like a fairly comfortable win for 3Men2Socks. But with how the spawn advantage works, any picks here for the blue squad could steam or kind of snowball into more and more picks, and it could end up turning away. 1 minute left on the clock. You'd be happy to cap at any point on Dorado. It's quite difficult to get the full cap on this map, so you'll take what you can get. But 1 minute on the clock will be a very, very nice boon for them coming to second map. But it's a lot like we saw on Hollywood. It seems like they struggle on the side of G.O.A.T.S to get set up right until the end when they can rely on the spawn advantage to push him through. Trizzle and Jan doing an excellent job keeping the team in the game, but it feels like if you can't deal with Jesse, he's just going to find value. No matter what hero he's playing, no matter what he's doing, if you let him be on these mobile space creators, he's going to be mobile, he's going to create space, and he's even going to get kills. And if not, Kurigai is going to be there to clean up.
Yeah, it's feeling like Kirigari's also just popping off, right? Hitting headshots, hitting body shots. Bob is doing everything. The stall is out on the side of G.O.A.T.S, but I don't really know what's gonna happen here, because we're gonna have Jace come in, pick a hero, and try to stall with them. Nian's gonna do everything in their power to stall here. You see a ball coming through, you see a Moira coming through in the back. They're alive, they're spawned in. They just need to get a contest. Ball's not gonna be able to contest for a little bit because of how the hook change was that went through. It's looking weird. It's looking rough. I'm hopeful that they can continue to contest, because the goal now is to try to get it, try to get any sort of contest on here to try to maybe stop it out and give themselves a win condition and not have to force extra innings, right? So we'll see how that plays out there, but it's just looking real rough here if you're on the side of G.O.A.T S, because you have a whole 64 seconds you're gonna have to deal with this. You're gonna see Jesse get Meteor Strike online. You can just slam that on point. That is your only positive here, right? Is you're close to Kitsune Rush, right? You're 82%. You're staring down Nian, who we've seen build pulse bombs like that, so you never know what's gonna happen there. So you can see that pulse bomb get built up already at 60%, getting some stuff down, getting some damage taken off. But when you're dealing with a Mei, it's going to be really hard to do anything. Because you're not having to aim at Nian. You're having to just hold left click and spray around. You're going to do damage. And I'm unsure. I can't check now, but I'm unsure if Nian has recall still on. So we'll see.
Yeah, he could just die as soon as we go live here again. And the thing is, when you're in a situation like this, charging ult is not easy because you are the center of attention as Nian, right? It's not like there are 5 other players. It's you're staggering in one by one. So unless he can stay alive until Trizzle gets in on the ball, it's going to be hard for him to actually output a ton of damage, because he's going to be taking a lot of pressure from everybody in the team fight, and everybody is alive on the side of 3Men2Socks. So it is looking tough, and I think you're unlikely to actually stop them here. So you're just trying to burn off as much time as possible, as you said.
And try to get your advantage here going into potentially extras, right? I think Kirigari's coming from spawn. I think 3Men2Socks is a little further back. Obviously, I can't see. We're hopeful.
Why can we not control our camera during a pause? What's the logic behind that?
Right?
There's 2 things I don't. If you'll allow me here to have a bit of a moan. There's 2 things I don't understand about this friggin' game. Right? Why can the spectators not press tab and see the scoreboard? That would be very illuminating for me.
It'd be very helpful, right?
And
I don't have to worry about it.
Why do we have to be paused? Why does my camera not work when the game is paused? That doesn't seem like it makes any sense.
I feel like it'd be hard though when the replay is paused to move everything around. I don't think Blizzard, small indie company Blizzard doesn't want to deal with. make overload their game like that. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so. I guess you guys at home will just have to buy more skins and stuff so that they
Yeah, we
can
gotta help
employ
them out.
more developers to put in the features that the game really needs. But jokes aside, it's looking rough here, but there's still a whole attack for goats to get done. But with how 3Men2Socks have looked on these kind of maps, these payload maps, they've looked unstoppable once the ball gets rolling, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, but my thing is even with those, we can see where Goats actually pays really good attention because we know that they can win on control. We saw it already. Push is not a payload map, right? It's very much like control, where it's like you have to have very certain fights in very certain areas to win the game, and there's objective based. Like payload, it's like we can go up 1.5 points and run in and run out, right? With control, you can't do that as much, right? Because there's a point you have to control. It's king of the hill. Same with push. There's a bot that you have to deal with, and right, if you lose the bot, well, you're losing progression. And if you're just trying to get kills, it's not going to help you. Where here is you're getting kills, it's going to be very helpful, right? You're going to get Jesse creating a distraction, which means that they can't contest the payload, which means they're not getting fights where they want them. So that's where the wins are. And I think this is going to come down to obviously push for obvious reasons. It's literally how it's going to go down. I think push is going to be a big map for Goats and how they present themselves. But I also think this attack is going to set their tone for the rest of the game because they desperately need a good attack here. They almost pulled it off on Hollywood. They were really close to pulling it off on Hollywood. And we're going to see if they can do this again. We're seeing a power tripped. He'll be here in a minute, back in Discord now. So that's a win. So we are sorry, fans at home watching on the live stream. This is basically what's been going on is it was a power trip and we should be getting back here momentarily.
Yeah, welcome to South African esports, Davian. If it isn't a load shedding or internet issues, it's power tripping. So there's always something, and this is a staple of South African Overwatch. You're going to have at least one DC. So we've been blessed now, and this is a real series, we can confirm. And we're just waiting for G.O.A.T.S to hop back on here. So just a reminder for you guys, you can see it at the top of your screen, I'm sure. It's currently 1-1, but the momentum is absolutely favoring 3Men2Socks. They've looked really strong on Dorado so far. They looked really good on Hollywood, but each map has been a slugfest. It's been back and forth. So everything to play for both these teams and a place in the grand final up for grabs. Yeah,
and both teams have been, I want to say earning, right? They've earned every inch of progress they've made this game. We saw multiple 99 to 100s. We saw pushes here. I think we're about to unpause here in a minute, so I'm already ready to yell and scream and talk a bunch and see how we go. Jace apologizes. Things happen, man. You can't control your internet going out. It's all good. 2 seconds left till we regain. We're going to see how it goes out. Yan is right there. Yan actually blinks away. I didn't think he was going to get out of that. The ice cream crash was up. I lied to you.
Wall was up and
okay. Exactly what we thought. Just all that for 6 seconds, right?
Oh,
they got it under a minute, so I guess that's cool. But it's like it's whatever. So we'll see how they respond. Because like we were saying during the pause, it's been a grit and grind, right? They've earned every inch of progress on anything. We saw control be just back and forth in fights and chess and switching heroes, and it's just been like that. And then the same with Hollywood. Hollywood literally came down to a Bob killing 3. And I think if Bob finds maybe 1 or even 2, I think we still would be we would have had overtime in Hollywood, and it would have been a closer game, right? They were under a minute. They would have had a minute to a minute 21. It could have been anybody's game at that point. And now we're looking at the attack for Goats, and maybe Trizzle wants to come out. Jace on Sojourn, I actually would love that pick. I would love that pick from Jace. Echo has not been working. It's been a rough stall because Kirigari is playing out of their minds, right? It's tough. If you could find some railgun snaps on the head, it could be ending Kirigari and this reign of terror.
But it's not really the kind of hero that Jace has been leaning towards, right? So you kind of wonder how much of this is a desperation pick or how much of this is Jace saying, actually, I think this is a mega pick here. Or is he just out of options? Because as I said, Tox is contributing as Tox always does, but Kuragari's been stepping up in a huge way, been really impressing on the Ashe, especially on the cast before, and it's really been Jace, the only man left behind here, so he's looking for something. And
oh, that's tough. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do?
Oh, no.
Just double rockets come through. It's so hard, and both DPS go down for GOATS. That's a rough start for this map. Jace is trying to find something. I really do think this is a good pick from Jace. I think if you have the ability to play Sojourn, it's gonna work out for you.
Yeah.
If you gotta land your railguns, right? The big thing here though is Nian trying to play the Ashe. Ashe is trying to do something. Trizzle on Sigma is something else I didn't expect.
Oh, there we
Nian's
go.
gonna find Tox. They're gonna get the res off, but that's huge for them, right? A pick's a pick. You get the res off, it's fine. There's Nian getting Tox again.
Nyan is an excellent Ashe as well. We don't get to see it that much because his trace is just on another level, but if you let him he'll get the job done.
Yeah, said anything you could do, I could do better, Kirigari. I'm here too. I got the Ashe in my back pocket as well. Finding some head taps, finding the picks on the pharmacy. We may see a Toxin Sock switch. Mole's getting real low there. Ooh. Looking like Nian really trying to find Kirigari. Can't land the shots. Kirigari going back and forth. Little Kirigari says, psych, I'm still him. Don't forget it. And gets the pick. Yami maybe actually is going to get the res off in front of the Doomfist. Doesn't matter. Nian's going to get picked off. No one's going to get out. Get res. Meteor Strike's going to come down. Keo does actually use the Immortality Field to save the life. Jess is going to get rocked. Jess is going to go down. Jace finds that right click onto him. Like I said, the railguns are going to be very important. They do a lot of damage if you can find the right shots. Here comes Justice raining from above, over the top rope. Toxin Socks finds two. Kirigari finds another one. Bob is an interesting selection here after using... They've already gotten multiple ults out. Jace is going to go down here. I don't understand why we use Bob after killing 3 people, but you know what? It's okay. Spawn is here.
You misread the fight is probably what happened there. You thought it was more even than it was, but at the end of it all, 3Men2Socks come out on top. That was such a sick ultimate from Toxin Socks. As the cart's moving up the ramp on the other side, he drops down, so most people are on the high ground on top of the ramp, and they can't shoot him, but there's 2 people still lagging behind, and he finds those 2. And it's usually press Q to die, but he gets the job done here. Trizzle back on his trusty Diva. Yeah,
and I like Diva pick here more. I think it was... I didn't really like Sigma to start. I definitely love Diva a little bit more in this situation that you're playing. Drizzle's gonna go and contest Toxin Socks. Nian's gonna go down out of all that. I don't know what's going on. Jace is trying to find something here to help. Jesse's actually really low. Yami maybe gets the res off on Nian. We're gonna see Val come out. Keo's gonna pop the window, so that window is securing that area down. Nobody wants to peek it. They're gonna actually peek it. Jesse's gonna take some damage. Kirigari's gonna go low here. Bob is gonna come out from Nian. Bob is contesting here on the payload. Trizzle with Bob doing a lot. They're trying to force them into a corner. They're just trying their best. Jesse's actually gonna contest the point with Meteor Strike. Bob is still praying in damage. Kirigari's trying to find Jace at all this. And I mean, I loved the pick from Jace, but Jace is trying their best. It's not working out. But Keo's gonna find Parasox. Yami maybe goes down to Tox. Bomb is out. Bob's gonna find Mole. Mole is down. Nian finds Tox. Nian gonna go down to Jesse. And what did we see once again? Trizzle, Jess going at it. It's low. Trizzle's looking like they want to win this one. Once the diff, Jesse's survivability is insane. And Trizzle's gonna get it.
1 HP. That was not a fair fight. Jesse was on like 1 HP when that fight started. Trizzle full HP plus the baby diva. Res comes through? No, not quite.
The res not gonna come through, and they got the cap too, so that's just better off your side on GOATS. That's best case scenario. Trizzle's gonna find Toxin Socks. Trizzle rising to the occasion, wants to actually get this to a overtime situation. Not losing this map could be detrimental for you, but you know if you can get it to a map 5 after losing this one, you might be able to win it all on control after your showing. Nian's gonna find Kirigari once again.
Very nice work from Nian once again. I said he's got a very, very strong Ashe. Kurigari's had the better a little bit, but it's much harder to play Ashe into a Doomfist in your backline than it is the Diva who's kind of holding down the fort on the front line. So this is going to get demectured. Another Meteor Strike on the Mighty 4. Jesse, the pressure building, but Nian, he's got space to get rid of Tox.
Nian just finding everything they can to make sure this fight goes, and I'm pretty sure they rezzed Kirigari out of all that, so they're not going to be able to use res right now, but they do have ultimates, right? Jace does have an ultimate, gonna find life, but you know, gonna go down, but we're gonna see 4 ults on the side of GOATS, 3 ults on the side of... That's dead. But Keo's finding Jesse out of that. Kirigari finds Nian. Mo goes down Keo. Keo's Baptiste saying to want to play. We're going to see Bob come out. Immortality Field's going to go at Ball. Kirigari just snapped onto him. Kirigari's Bob gonna find another. Keo finds Bob, but Kirigari finds Keo. And that's an end fight. A minute and a half left on the side of GOATS, but 4 ults to use.
I mean, Jesse made such a sick play there. He waited for Trizzle to look for the remake, and then he just punched him right into the card. And that's a 600 HP punch right there, because no remake can come after that. So, unfortunate for them, but Kurigari, the Bob once again, the shots once again, really good. But he needs to be careful, because if he's out of position, Nyan can't get it done. And 5 ults in the bank, as you say. So, you're looking towards GOATS to take this one, but there's another fight after that that could end up being more important.
I don't like the Bob placement. It's going to hit the car there, the truck that's sitting there, so they can just kite this super easily. We're going to see 3 ults come out. Bob's going to come out as well. They're going to use a lot for Mei. Mei actually used all their survivability, and Mei's going to actually go down there. 3Men2Socks is going to pop Valkyr and get the res off. Kirigari was low here. It's looking really rough. Just actually going to find Chase out of all that. Doomfist going to find it. Trizzle's gonna find COWZA. The cart is still moving backwards. Nian's gonna find Mole. Looks like Tox on Mei is just gonna contest the cart at this point. Trying to look for something. Kirigari is gonna get Trizzle. Trizzle's gonna go get Kirigari. I apologize. Jess is still alive. Trying to find something out of this. Yami maybe gonna pop ult. They popped 4 ultimates. Jace is stolen on the ult. They don't realize it. I don't think they know. There it is. Jace is gonna come back from spawn and realize, oh snap, there's a Mei contesting our point. We need help. So the wall goes up. Tox is going to go down to Trizzle with Mei ult still, but they're going to have 2 ults coming back. Jace has to find something. This overclock has to find something. You need 1 or 2 to solidify a win here. Jace, this is going to be a fight for you.
It's rough though. He's going to be under so much pressure. Look at this. Immediately overclock comes out and Jesse on the front line.
Jesse's going to provide the pressure. Looking for something. Can't find anything. Just getting punched and punched and punched. Nian's going to find COWZA though. The pressure. Trizzle's going to find Mole. That's 2 spikes. I think the amount of pressure from Jace is what did it for him. But the it's rough. Blizzard's up, but Keo's going to have immortality, saving the entire roster there. Not going to matter because it's behind a wall. Keo. It's just what a play. And you're going to keep the fight win once again. Overtime on these Escort-esque payloads. A minute and a half to try to get this all the way to the end, and again you have an option to win. Tox is moving over to Junk, Jesse over to Ball, and this is looking nasty for the side of 3Men2Socks.
It is, but they've got time. They can make space here. JC back on his favorite ball here. I wonder what he sees that I don't. Well, what he sees for now is Jace way out of position, too far forward. Drizzle needs to be careful here. They've got the self-destruct and they're gonna chuck it out now.
Bomb's gonna go off. I like the bomb to initiate. They've separated the Junkrat and the ball from everybody. If you could look at the Junkrat, you could see Junkrat. Bob is actually gonna go. Oh, Bob goes into the room. No.
Oh,
Keo's gonna find Jesse though. Keo, Bob, the Bob for Kirigari is there. Keo, another one finds Mole. Nian's gonna find Tox, but not without getting demech. Nian's gonna find the Mercy here. 3Men2Socks. Trizzle's gonna actually lock down Kirigari with Baby Devo, and we're looking at potentially a cap here. They're having some momentum here. They used a lot of ults there. Keo's gonna have window on the high ground. Keo on the Baptiste has been phenomenal today. Fighting immortality to protect himself from Jesse. Nian's low here. Jace is still on the Sojourn, looking for something. Keo getting Jess, getting pile drove. Low here.
Jesse down.
Jesse though, it's gonna be helpful. Keo getting healed up now. Yami maybe with the ult, gonna pop it. They're gonna push him. Try to res. 3Men2Socks actually gets put out of position and dies for it though. That's a 3v5 here. Looking for something. Tox is gonna go down. They're gonna try to cop here. Kirigari finds Keo out of all that. I've been gassing up Keo in this map. Jess is gonna find the point. Try to contest. Yami maybe reses. Mole goes down. Kirigari goes down. Mine's on the point. It's gonna be rough. Mercy is taking damage. Mercy's gonna fit it. The overtime is taken away. Trizzle is contesting, but it's Jesse alive. Low finds the over shield.
Another one.
Not another one. That could be detrimental now. 2 meters left to go. Nian's gonna find Tox out of all this. Tox has ult though. Trizzle has bomb. Gonna find a second one. Mole goes down. Nian. Jace is looking for someone. Nian goes down. Jace goes down. Bomb is gonna go up. Finds himself all the way on the roof. It's just for the rematch. Gets the rematch. It's huge. Looking for 3Men2Socks here, maybe. Try to help out. It's just Trizzle in a dream. No. Yami maybe's back on the Lucio. Trying to supply something. Yami maybe goes down. Toxic Socks. The junk tire just too much. We have a Keo. Trizzle finds 3Men2Socks. Keo's back on Moira to give some support. Jesse just can't die or Tox. The overtime was taken away. Almost lost it there. It's just Maul and Polo. Keo is going to go down. It's looking like they're just not going to be able to cap here. D-Mect couldn't do anything at the end there. And I really think, I really like the pick if you can get it picked off with Jace. But at some point, I think it wasn't working. We needed to swap it up.
Well, like I said, Yeah, absolutely, Ty. It's very similar to what we saw at the end of Hollywood, right? One kill goes the other way, and we probably go into extra time there. So it's tight. And like I said, that was my fear, right? With the Sojourn pick. Yes, it's good. Yes, it can. Oh my god.
Poor Nyan. Poor Nyan.
Oh,
That was
no.
poor Nyan, man. I'm looking at that now. That's tough, man. That's tough.
As I was saying, yeah, it's a good pick, but we haven't seen him excel on those kind of heroes. He tends to lean more on the Echo, more on those kind of heroes. So it didn't feel like something that fit his playstyle. And then at the end, you kind of need to be seeing him either outputting tons of damage or finding the picks with the right clicks. And you saw when he popped the overclock, couldn't really find any damage with that. And so, yeah, I agree. Perhaps go back to something you know a bit better, or otherwise something that works better for you. But yeah, it's a tight game. 3 very close matches. Yes, 3Men2Socks are up now, but it's a lot like what we saw yesterday, and Push was equally as close. It felt G.O.A.T.S favored, but at the end of the day, 3Men2Socks were able to push themselves through to a map for victory and series victory. So a place in the grand finals on the line here. G.O.A.T.S, they need to find something here on Push.
Yeah, G.O.A.T.S has to win 2 maps in a row to solidify their spot in the grand finals. Later on today, 3Men2Socks looking to just get the run back, right? They lost the person sitting in there. Right now at grand finals, they lost to that team. They want to come back and they want to win. I believe it's Lunar Colony Enjoyers that are sitting there in the grand finals, awaiting, watching this game closely to see who are they playing, who is their opponent. We're going to head to New Queen Street. Toronto, Canada is the location of our push today. I'm not sure how I feel about the pick because I think Ball is phenomenal here.
It's pretty good, but all these push maps feel very similar, right? In my uneducated opinion. So I don't know that there's any map where Ball wouldn't excel. Perhaps Esperanza doesn't feel like he's that strong there.
I was going to say S is one of those maps where I feel like it's not as strong because the high grounds are separated, whereas this one has a middle high ground and a lot of different options to flank around, right? Whereas Esperanza, it's like there are options to flank, but it's not as serious as how New Queen Street is with their different avenues that you can take here.
Yeah, that's fair. The thing is, though, right? If he doesn't play the ball, then he plays the Doomfist. And it's like, well, you know, half 6 of one, half a dozen of another. So it's scary to play into. And we know how good he can be on more brawly heroes. You know, his Junker Queen is pretty stellar as well. So it's tough no matter how you look at it. But I agree, it does feel like when he's on the ball, it's just he's unkillable and unstoppable. And we saw it right at the end there of Dorado on that 3rd point. But we'll see here what we're going to go with. Kurigari on the Cassidy, Tox on the Symmetra. We saw yesterday there was one singular Symmetra turret under an awning somewhere that picked up like 3 or 4 kills. So he knows how to get value out of the Sim turrets, Tox on New Queen Street, and it is going to be the Junker Queen matchup, so a bit of brawl here to start us off, but an interesting difference in supports, leaning more on tempo on the side of 3Men2Socks and more on damage on the side of G.O.A.T.S.
Yeah, I like it. I think Kyo's doing phenomenal on Zen, so you want to play into that. Yami maybe is doing really good on Ana, so maybe you're just playing into that. They're going to not take the route of the bot here. You're going to see a setup already established from 3Men2Socks on the bot. We're looking at Jace. I think Jace is going to be the deciding factor of this match. You're playing Reaper. I think you get a lot of damage off playing that character. They're coming up the tube there now. Trizzle's going to take a little bit of damage. Jace is taking a lot of pressure. Jace has just been targeted down a lot this game. They are going to get contested, though. Jesse's going to go in. Yami maybe's real low here. Nyan's on Tracer as well. 3Men2Socks is going low. Keel's going to get caught by Kirigari. So that's a map. That's just a quick fight win. Yami maybe the turret. Tox gets picked off. 3Men2Socks is going to get Trizzle. Kirigari's going to get Jace, and that's a fight win. Nyan is out. They're trying to leave, get some health, maybe find a quick little health pack, and maybe get back to the fight, or maybe spawn cap the person they already picked off. They did get
yeah. That's true, if you can find that kill. You know, credit to 3Men2Socks there. I think he just saved Jesse's life. Jesse got slept on the front line, and Reaper was looming over, ready to start pumping the damage in. But the boop away keeps Jesse alive and helps them win that team fight. But it's that opening pick once again. Kurigari finds it. If it's not the Ashe, it's the Cass, and he can find the angles no matter what.
Yeah, and Trizzle just goes in real quick. Jace actually very smart, knowing that they have a man advantage while the Sim is respawning. They're going to go in and pick 2, but Yami maybe gets top. Tox is down, gets him in the back line. Keel's gonna find the revenge though for Yami maybe, and they're gonna take the bot. 24.82 meters. They did get a little bit of meterage when they were fighting that initial fight. So they're going to be trying to catch up here. And it should be about even going into the next fight.
Should be, but I think the ult's favoring our red squad here. They're coming in almost with the barrier, almost with Deadeye. Jesse and Trizzle about equal on their ultimates, but the sound barrier could be key. Transcendence on the outside, but Nyan, this surgical pulse bomb could be the difference maker to start it off.
Yep, there's a pulse bomb. It's gonna find one. There's Mole. I had a little bit of a delay there. I was waiting for the pulse bomb to explode. Mole is gonna get taken out. COWZA is gonna go down. Jason's gonna go down with it, but Nian finds Kirigari with the revenge. Tox is gonna go down to Trizzle, and Jess is all that's left on point. Not gonna be able to do anything, and G.O.A.T.S is gonna take the lead. They're looking some revenge. They want map 5. They want the grand finals.
But this is what we saw last time as well. They get the early lead, but once the compositional sort of, interaction actually plays out, it seems like so often it's Tox and the boys who get the better of that. They find the rhythm later on into the lineup, and they get it done. They're going to start with the sim barrier here. They've got the Deadeye as well. They've got the Rampage as well, and they're just going to cap point. Nice discipline here from G.O.A.T.S.
Yeah, interesting trade there. COWZA and Trizzle both go down on the trade, but it's looking like the 3Men2Socks are going to be a little bit more advantaged there, and we'll see how it goes into next fight here. I think Nian stayed alive out of all that, still in the back line.
Yeah, there is.
Your Lucio's dead, so I wonder if we're trying to spawn camp. Can't actually get the spawn camp off.
Yeah.
Does get a lot of damage off on, but doesn't actually get the spawn camp off.
Hard hero to spawn camp though. Lucio's probably the best hero to solo come out of spawn like that. They're chasing him down though. Nian's making a lot of space.
They want Nian right now. But Nian's gonna actually survive. Gonna dodge a little bomb there from Kirigari. Not gonna take any much here. Nian's in the back line, trying to find another one. Reckoning's gonna go off. Trizzle super low. They're gonna pop Keo, trying to keep someone alive. Won't be able to. Nian actually finds Kirigari that has a pulse bomb. Looks for a pulse bomb. Doesn't find it. It's just Keo on point. It's looking rough. Ana gets a nade off, but won't be enough to help change the way of this fight. We're gonna get a lead. We're probably gonna see a cap. We're gonna get forward spawn and cue that butt scratch.
Yeah, here it comes. Robot just going to take his time here, deciding on how he wants to proceed. But Jesse, with the Rampage going through, the anti-heal's so key, because it just completely neutralizes the Transcendence there, allows them to get 2 picks in spite of that, and it's so hard to play into. They will be coming to this next fight, though, with a couple of good ultis on the side of G.O.A.T.S. They're going to start with the Nano Boost onto Trizzle. He's going to look to use the Rampage and get aggressive.
His High Noon is sitting there, popping off. You see it in the back. Looking for something, won't find anything. They're gonna flip the bot here, looking to try to make something happen. It's contested. Kirigari finds him with the bomb though. Jason's gonna go down. Nian's gonna get taken out by Tox. What happened there?
Just good discipline from 3Men2Socks. When the Nano Boost comes out, all of them go back around that second corner, and Trizzle's kind of chasing them down, looking for damage, gets isolated and gets taken out by Kirigari with the bomb. So that's a disaster for G.O.A.T.S here. 3Men2Socks, they can now push forward. They're going to use the Sim ulti here, and they've got other ultis to work with. It's going to be a tough fight for G.O.A.T.S to win, and they're going to lose the first hero.
Yeah, Jace just couldn't do anything. Reckoning's gonna go out. It's gonna hit 4. Beat's gonna come out. No Zuzu available. There's the Zuzu out. It's gonna go in. Keo's gonna go down. Still Beat and it's rough. It's rough. They're pushing. This is getting right to the end. We need Pulse Bomb does find Tox and Socks out of all that. No res available. Jace has ultimate, right? We don't have anything that really wants to counter that here, so we can see some things happening. Hopefully we can get the good bomb off here from Kirigari to stop it, but it's looking like Jace just wants ult here. Just gonna find Keo out of all that.
Oh gosh.
We're seeing Ramattra come out. Reckoning's gonna go out. Rizzle finds one pair. Socks goes down to Jace's ult. Jess still gonna find Yami maybe out of all that. Jesse is low here though. Jesse gets a healing.
He's not that low.
Goes down. It's not over just yet. Healing from the Junker Queen is going off, but Nian's like, no. We're not done here. We're not done yet. We want to still go to grand finals. 69 meters and counting to try to make up here. Tox and Socks is sitting in the back though, underneath.
It's going to be a tough comeback here. Kirigari, he's coming up to the Deadeye. If he gets even one pick with that, it could be over. They've been so clinical on the side of 3Men2Socks. If they see a hero out of position, they're striking on that. Jesse on the front line, that Junker Queen, so hard to deal with here. And Trizzle feels like he needs to match that. The Junk matchup is not working, so he's going to go for the Ram instead.
Yeah, Tox and Socks was in the back. Pulse Bomb goes off. Actually finds Mole again. Huge. Tox and Socks now on the bot. Nian fights Jesse. High Noon sitting there. It's looking like Yami might be in trouble. Actually, the Zuzu saves lives. It's either that or the pole there. Keo gets Kirigari, and that's going to be the end fight. They need a few more like this to come back. 3.5 minutes left. Down 69 meters. It's going to be close. They're going to need about 3 more, maybe 4 more fights to try to get this back here.
But they've got Annihilation into the next fight, so that could quite easily just push them through this team fight and allow them to get another one on the trot here. They've got the Kiriko Ultimate Kitsune Rush as well, so that might allow them just to cap this first point. We'll see if they're able to get it.
Are they going to contest
here. Yes, they are. Jesse's on the front line there.
They're going to use the Kitsune Rush early, try to get it. They actually will get the close spawn off of that. Just the Kitsune Rush alone. They're running away. 3Men2Socks. Trizzle is still in the fight. He's going to be very disciplined here. Doesn't pop Annihilation, which was very smart, and get out with life. And just using that one ult to get this fight here was huge, because now they still have Annihilation to potentially win the next one. This wall isn't as big as you think it is when it comes to Trizzle's ultimate, because you can just punch through the wall. Jesse's going to find Jace, though. Again, Kirigari's going to do it. They're going to pop Annihilation.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to clutch up here. The beat goes out, though, so that's huge. So they force beat out. They force the wall out. Trade 2 for 1. They did nano, though, so that's a little rough. 2 for 2 there.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? The Annihilation Nano Boost, we saw it in the last series. It's just a fight winner. It feels like you just can't fight into that. If you're near Trizzle, he's going to find you, he's going to kill you. So not having that is a big problem here. 2 minutes left on the clock, so there's still plenty of game to be had here, but momentum absolutely favoring 3Men2Socks here. They've got Deadeye this next fight, but yeah, we've seen how surgical it can be with the Pulse Bomb. He's going to have to work magic here again.
Jace just feels like the first one.
There it is.
Pulse Bomb's huge on Toxin Socks, but it's just not enough as Trizzle and Yan both go down. That's another team kill. They're going to get close spawn now. They're still down 55 meters, I apologize, but it's like they've come back a little bit, but it's going to be really hard to try to make this back up. Trizzle wants to contest this early, it looks like. Doesn't have the full team, 120 meters to 64. They're going to contest the bot. They're down 1, so 3Men2Socks are leaving.
Yeah, again, clinical play, good disciplined play out of 3Men2Socks here. Just going to back up, look to get set up once the full 5-man is in, and look to find an opportunity to strike on Jesse quite far forward. He's going to use the Rampage.
Reckoning's going off. 2 are there. Jace, once again, just can't find anything. Jess is going to find 2. Trizzle's going to find more at all this, so maybe it helps a little bit. Trying to find a second. Won't find a second. They did get the bot pushed pretty far back, so they have a chance to still contest here. Jace is coming up on the next possible ult. If Jace could stay alive, that'll be the most critical thing that they could do right now. They're going to try to contest here. Nian's coming in. Jace uses Fade, is going to come in. The turrets sitting on that right side are going to be painful. Jess is low. Nian actually gets hit with that, but Jess is going to go down. Kiriko ult from their side. Kyo's going to get caught Kirigari in all that. And they're looking like they're going to win this fight. 40 seconds left. Kyo, time and time again, I feel like I've seen Kyo just pop off and get some crazy plays, whether it be Baptiste, whether it be Kiriko, whether it be Zenyatta. It's just been insane. Kyo's played phenomenal today.
Yeah, he's kind of picking up the slack here, if we can put it that way, for what Jace is not able to contribute. But Jace will come into this next ulti with the Death Blossom, so that might be the key. They've got Annihilation as well. They're going to need to do some overtime pushing here, and they do. They need to manage their ultimate economy here. That's going to be a critical part if they are going to win this, to how they win this. But they'll be fighting into a sound barrier, so you'd expect one of those ults to be neutralized straight away.
Yep, 58 meters is what they need to win this map and force a map 5 here. Overtime push of the Sentry on deck. We're looking at you. We're looking at you, Jace. Make a play. What do we got here? They're going to contest a little bit here. Just a little bit of poke out.
There we go, Kyo.
Big pick early. Big hit from Kyo, but it was an anti-nade as well that helps out. Toxic Socks finds 1 out of all this, so they're going to still be pushing. Yami maybe he's down, so it's just Kyo, but Kyo is on a good hero. Kyo's actually down. Wait a minute. They need to pop ults. We're going to Annihilation.
They've got to stay on
They won the neutral and still have to pop Annihilation to stay alive if you're Trizzle, and I get it. So they're going to win the fight, but at what cost, right? 75 meters and counting. I think Kyo needs to go over to something else, and you are going to see Moira come out. I really would have preferred Lucio because you need to Jace dies! Wait!
With Death Blossom, he just got 2-tapped by Kurigara in the backline there.
But Nian finds Torx on the pulse. That's going to help a ton here. Yami maybe's actually back. Nano's up. Kirigari's low here. Kirigari's actually going to go down. They might be able to come back from this. Trizzle is doing everything they can. Jace still has it. They're contesting. Jace is on the way back from spawn. The close spawn will help. Jesse taking damage, but won't be enough. It's still full HP while Mole is pocketing. Jace is already on the way back. Back right behind him. 109 meters to 122. Reckoning goes off. Gets 2. It's one of them's Jace. Die. He's not going to fight anything. Was anti-nade. Jesse finds Yummy Baby. No, it might be the end. Kirigari is low here. Will it find out the ult? We need... Mole is going to pop ult. Kirigari's going to high noon to victory. Nian's going to find Kirigari, but it won't be enough as Jess finds Nian, and with 13 meters, you almost saw the push. That just a big rampage to counteract Jesse. Jace couldn't do anything in there. And the pickoff of Kirigari really set the tone because it forced him to use all of his mobility and all of his stuff to get back from spawn.
Yeah.
GOAT's run here. Third place ain't so bad, but we're going to see the salty run back here in grand finals.
We are indeed 3Men2Socks. This is now the third time, I believe, in this tournament that they will have beaten GOATS, and all three of them have been absolutely stellar, close matchups. And at the end of it all, though, it is 3Men2Socks. They just look the more, especially you saw it in that push map at the end there, just the more clinical team. Fewer heroes getting caught out and picked off than when compared to the side of GOATS. They were in and out as a unit when they saw particular things happening. You know, when the Nano boost from Drizzle, for example, came out, they just got back, played it safe, pushed him, pulled him out of position, and struck on him. So I'm super impressed with the 3Men2Socks. Yeah, I didn't get to watch their game against Lunacolony and Enjoys, but if 3Men2Socks are looking this good, Lunacolony and Enjoys must be looking absolutely stellar. But credit to GOATS here. We've seen a lot of them. They've looked so impressive here. Trizzle especially and Nyan have been absolute standouts throughout the tournament, and it's going to be sad to see them go, but that's what happens. We're down to the last two teams now, so we have to get rid of a couple of teams.
Yeah, two teams left, man. And I mean, I got to see Lunar Colony Enjoyers. They played against LGBTQ times yesterday at this same time slot. So I was casting that game, and I mean, they looked clinical. There were times where I felt like, and we know how strong Blur is, right? And there was times where I felt like Blur couldn't do anything to help them with the game. So it was like insanity. So we'll see how this next map pays out. The next match is going to be grand finals, and you already know if this was our loser bracket finals, you already expect what grand finals kind of banger of a map we're going to get there. Yeah,
absolutely. It should be just so. I'm lost for words. It's a bad thing for a caster to be, but that's the kind of Overwatch we're seeing today. Two teams here who were absolutely stellar, and the next game promises to be even more exciting.
Right. And the biggest thing is the score doesn't tell the whole story, right? Everything was so close. Like you just saw 13 meters. The last one was 20. It was 21 seconds and probably 10 meters off of on Hollywood. 58 seconds and 4 meters from capping to send it to OT. So you saw so many close maps, and it was just insane. But I know we have to pick a player of the match at the end of the day, and for this finals. There's too many good people. It's so hard.
You could make a case for at least 4 or 5 people in this game.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it to Kirigari for the performance because I think it broke open on Hollywood. Right. Yeah. The first map felt like a warm up. You broke everything open in Hollywood and made everything broke it open. You set the tempo, you set the momentum at the beginning there, and you carried that through the rest of the match. So I'm gonna give it to Kirigari. It was a close one though. That's tough. Yeah, Jess was doing the thing. Jesse was doing the thing. It was the supports were playing out of their minds.
I couldn't agree more. For me, Kirigari really stepped up. He performed really well yesterday as well against GOATS, but he kind of gets eclipsed a bit by Jesse and what he's able to do. But today, he was the difference between these two teams, in my opinion. I thought the tanks were closely matched. I thought Nyan and Tox were closely matched, and I thought the supports were always doing what they needed to do. But at the end of it all, Kirigari, he was the difference maker. Finding the picks, the Ashe especially, was super impactful. Building up that Bob, we saw how often Bob was a difference maker in team fights. Hollywood stands out especially, and really just impressed with Kirigari's performance, especially since he's not a player we know that well. Tox, if you've been in Sacramento, you know Tox like the back of your head. You've seen him perform on support time after time, and now on TPS as well. Jesse, another brand new player that's exciting, bursting onto the scene here. And Kirigari, more understated tournament so far, but showing up here in the lower bracket finals.
Yeah, and I mean, if I could have given it to a loser, the losing squad, Akio, man, dude, you played out of your mind.
Definitely. Last couple of maps for sure. Yeah.
Every time there was a comeback, it felt like you killed people on BAP, you killed people on Zen, you killed people on Kiriko. It was just headshots, just tapping people. It was insane. So if I could give it to anyone on the losing side, Kyo, you showed up today. I couldn't insane. Kirigari though, man, and you did the thing. You were the difference maker today. So. That's it from us over here for this map. I believe we're going to be the same casting crew for the finals. It's going to be back. We're going to see us back here later. So yeah, so we'll be starting soon-ish. Yeah. So we're gonna get a quick break in. So make sure you're back here. I believe in about 30-ish minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should be on at 4, but we might delay just a little bit to give the players a chance to rest as well.
Exactly. Get a little bit of a break in. Obviously, the casters need to rest their voices too. Give ourselves momentum to be able to cast the great grand finals that is. But you can check Sun Phoenix out at all the socials, which are
at Sun Phoenix on Twitter. That's pretty much the only one. Make sure you only view X number of tweets of mine because it's not worth anything, and save your tweet pool for some your 600 or 6,000, whatever it is. Save your tweets for somebody else.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, save those tweets. It's not that important. We're not that crazy. But you can also check me out everywhere at Davion_OW. Doesn't matter where it is. Probably have me on there. Sometimes you could drop the underscore and also find me. I think the other one for that is YouTube. Don't quote me on that though. And then shout out to our producer. Terrence is doing a phenomenal job. I believe we can find you at Lord of Terran. Don't quote. I feel like
I think it's at Terran Lord on Twitter.
Terran Lord. I flipped him. I'm sorry. Yeah. So you can see at Terran Lord there on Twitter, and make sure you go check them out. It's been phenomenal casting, phenomenal crew over here in the production side, and we're going to have the same crew here for finals in about 30-ish, maybe a little bit later. We'll see how it goes. We'll just communicate. You always can be in the Discord for ZA Overwatch. Don't forget it, ZA Overwatch. I think you guys say Z for Z, right?
We say Z, yeah. It's weird. ZA Overwatch, ZA.
I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm adapting.
I will say also, follow us on Twitter, and then you'll see exactly when we're going to go live. So at ZA Overwatch on Twitter. That's
exactly what I was going to say. Definitely use one of your 600 for that, because you definitely...
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that is us for this match. It was a phenomenal lower bracket final, and I expect an even more phenomenal grand final. You're going to see the same cast and crew here, and we're excited to see y'all in that Lunar Colony Enjoyer taking on 3Men2Socks. We'll see you then. Peace out.